Hello, I've just checked my recent video and there was no sound of the song which is being played in my airport right now. So this is a nice technology. I am able to do both tasks, making this video and listening to my song. Both these tasks I can do simultaneously. So I'm grateful for this technology. The word first, the a new word that I feel that must be explained to you. The word is rumination. It means a practice of calm, lengthy, thoughtful consideration of one's symptoms of depression without actually taking actions or dealing them. Let me make it easy for you. Take an example of a person who is feeling pangs of depression and he's not sure whether he is really in the state of depression or not. So in order to confirm his depression, he sits down and thoughtfully ponders over his symptoms. Every day, he devotes 1 or 2 hours to think about his symptoms. And gradually he has come to realize that there are some symptoms of depression inside him. And yet he is not conforming to it. He's trying to analyze his symptoms. He's trying to see through his depression. So, in a way, he is avoiding his problem. He knows that he is in not good mental health condition. Yet, he's not taking the right action. So, it can be said that he is ruminating. Where he should take action, he instead analyze his depression, his symptoms. And I can feel this because I myself have gone through this zone. And I am sure that there are a lot of person in this world who is going through this right now. This rumination, this practice of analyzing on symptoms and signs without actually taking actions to relieve the disease. So that rumination is something problematic inside us. CPTSD. CPTSD stands for Complex Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. And then I just want to talk about what I did constructively and very beneficial to me today. The topic can be named as how ChatGPT helped me recognizing my negative patterns. About a year ago, I was not able to do even one task on a daily basis because there were hundreds of negative patterns inside me. In a way I can say that I was streaming with negative patterns at that time, and those negative patterns put me always in those actions which further deepened my problems, my anxiety. deep down, I used to know that this thing must be avoided in order to alleviate the anxiety. But my actions were completely opposite to what those must have been. Instead of taking right actions, my negative patterns used to drive me towards those actions which strengthened my anxiety, strengthened my depression, strengthened my problems. And right now, even I'm not fully out of that self from that self. There is still some negative patterns inside me, and there are often a number of times these days when I get motivated by those patterns and go into that zone of inaction, and even those actions which in a way deepens my problem. I know very well that this thing is there, and if I do that thing regularly, my problem will be solved. But instead of doing that, I do exactly that thing which is opposite to that, which is not going to solve my problem, and not only that, those are going to increase my misery. So today I wrote on ChatGPT that give me what you think about me, and give me without any uh, pamperness, without any fondness for me. If you if harsh, then possible. If you can be harsh, then no problem. Uh, Harsh if necessary. If you can be harsh if necessary, you can be harsh. But I want you to give me something about me, as far as you know about me, for the conversation we have we have ever since. On the base of those details, I want you to give me a self reflection. I want you to point out my negative patterns, my blind spots, and the ChatGPT did give me negative patterns, and not 100% correct, but I would say 60 to 70% right. So the first one he said, the first point he highlighted was that I might be over preparing at the expense of action. Instead of taking action, I find myself engaged in preparing for that action. Most of my time is probably wasted, probably wasted in preparation than action. And I am not taking bold step to really upgrade my life, to really upgrade my skill. So this thing, somehow have an idea about that somehow I have an idea, a sense about these things. But the ChatGPT make these thoughts absolutely clear before me, and give me a plain view, a plain sheet of paper where it was boldly written that these things are there, which is somehow holding me back from my highest potential. At some point, preparation turns into procrastination. This is the core of the first point, that I might be over preparing. This is absolutely right. For the months, I have been over preparing instead of taking action. I have a fear inside me of failure. There is a doubt, there is self doubt inside me, and that self doubt lowers my self esteem. That self doubt holds me back and keeps pulling me down, keeps repeating the thing, keeps repeating, keeps saying to me that I'm not good enough, I'm not confident enough, I'm not smart enough. Those thoughts of self doubt, they come from within me, and they many a time takes control over my body, over myself, and then throws me down towards negative patterns. This was the only one first. This was the first point only. Then the next, he said that the ChatGPT suggested me that I could be spreading myself too thin, taking into account my actions. I find myself that I have been doing a lot of things at the same time, simultaneously, and I have not been checking myself up whether I am really going towards the right direction or not, or I'm just busy staying at some point. It is true that I take actions, but my actions are random, and those actions are not going to send me anywhere. Those actions are going to keep me where I am right now. But those actions, in a way, give me a sense that I have worked, I have done some work. That satisfaction I derive from those actions. And that is the problem. I have been habitual, I have become accustomed to those feelings of satisfaction. Instead of, I must carve out a real path, a real plan on which I have to stick, on which I have to go ahead, on which there is real progress. Those paths must be carved out for me, and I'm going to carve out for that those paths for me. And right now, I was not taking action to make this video. I was holding myself back. There was a thought inside me that was saying me that I am not good enough. I'm not good speaker. So that's why I must not come here and talk to myself, talk in the camera. But instead, I persuaded myself that action is necessary. If I do not take action, there will be no growth. Preparation does not take one person anywhere. Preparation, including action, takes one to the heights of the sky, heights of the stars. So I am going to prepare myself, and also I am going to take actions. I am not afraid of failure anymore. So let's get ahead in my life, and there are some things, there are some preparation. Those preparation must be completed by a certain deadline, and then those preparations must be followed by a rightful action. And after taking that action, the result of that action must be evaluated using right and correct parameters. So, good. Go ahead and Prince, break a leg.